My freshman year of college, I got the opportunity to coach one of my teammates. I had finished my match and she was still playing, and she was down like love five. And I came over there and I was able to sit down there and talk to her and help her get to 5 all. But unfortunately, we end up losing as a team. But that I just got a feeling like I believe that this is, what I would love to do. I've always wanted to coach tennis, but specifically that moment was when I wanted to coach college tennis. I got started by when I graduated from college. I ended up getting my certification with PTR, and then I started teaching tennis lessons just to get some, extra money experience with the juniors. But I just started surrounding my life with tennis, like on my social media platforms. I followed all the tennis pages, put up, different tennis posters around different things like that. And I actually came across this program with USTA, the Professional Coaching Fellowship. And I ended up actually getting an opportunity to be with the USTA for the summer of 2018. And during that time, I was looking to learn about college tennis. They actually didn't have a national coach for college tennis at the time, but I still learned so much. And with my mentor, I actually met Coach Andy Brandy. We were at a dinner for, he was getting a Legend Award, and I met Coach Andy, and my mentor told him that I was interested in being a college coach. And I was living in Baton Rouge at the time. Coach Andy's the LSU coach, and he gave me his card and he told me to give him a call once I got back. So as soon as I got back to Baton Rouge, I reached out to him, and I was able to go out to LSU and learn from Coach Andy and learn all of his different philosophy and just be on the court with the LSU men's team. And that was for that next season, so the fall of 2018. I was on court with Coach Andy Brandy for the fall season. The spring season, I started my own tennis program in Baton Rouge, so I was a little more active with that, and I was just supporting and going to the home matches at LSU. But I was at Southern going to their matches as well, just kind of as a volunteer assistant coach. Last year, went to the U.S. Open, and when I got back, I was trying to figure out what was next. Like, I just know I needed to, elevate out of Baton Rouge, and I just couldn't figure out what was next. But I got an opportunity to be in Chicago at with Excess Tennis. But then I got a phone call one day from a former assistant coach at Southern, and she was like, that Alcorn is hiring for a head coach, like you should apply. And I was like, a head coach position? Because I was honestly looking to be a grad assistant and get my master's and then, see what was next. That's the pathway that I thought that I was going to take. And she said, yeah, like just apply, you can do it. I just did it, I'll help you, etc. So I just went for it. I applied, and like maybe a couple hours later, I got a phone call for an interview. And that interview, so I applied on Wednesday and the interview was set for Friday. So Alcorn's, of course, right next state over from Baton Rouge. So I drove out there. I had an interview. My interview went really well. I felt really good. And I went back out there for the football game the next day, and he offered me the job. So that's how I got to Alcorn. The athletic director, he told me towards the end of the interview, he told me that he was very impressed with my resume, with my connections and my network, and my level of maturity. As I was 23 at the time when I got hired at Alcorn. So the first question of the interview was, how have I overcome adversity? And I just got excited because I've just been through so much in adversity. So I was just told my story. And after that, I felt so comfortable answering the next questions. I love learning. I'm a student of the game. Tennis has been my passion since I picked up the racket. So I love to learn. So when I was out there with Coach Andy, he's a very prestigious and very experienced coach. And I learned so much, and I started picking up on things. And I saw myself able to communicate with the players some of the things that he was saying. And it just kept sparking that fire inside of me. Like, I can't wait to have a team one day and be able to implement these different things that like Coach Andy was. So, and just being out the grind, I love the grind. I love the energy of college tennis. I'm a very energetic person, so I love being having that team spirit, and I love the team. I love collaborating with people. I love a collective effort and the atmosphere of college sports in general. I'm very intrigued by that. So just being out there and that energy, and waking up in the morning and working hard, going on tennis court, going to class and coming back, and that's competing. That sealed the deal for me. Main benefit for me has been mentorship. I have been in a number of mentorship programs, starting with the USTA and then PTR, and then even now the ITA USTA mentorship program. So I have so many people who have poured into me, and I'm so thankful for that because they've learned so much and they can help me with their lessons learned. As soon as I hopped in the job, I had lots and lots of coaches reaching out to me and just giving me so much advice and they were telling me, we're a phone call away. Don't ever hesitate to reach out. And even Coach Andy, I went to meet with him before I started, and he gave me so much advice. All of my mentors have poured so much into me. So I think my development as a coach has been really from experience, and then I've gotten so much poured into me from my mentors. A couple lessons that I learned first year head coach. I think the top two is to be proactive and to be an aggressive communicator. And by that, I mean to make sure that you're just always communicating with, your staff, the different departments on campus, with your team, especially the team. I always want to make sure I have communication. There's a clear understanding between the message that I'm trying to give out and that my players are actually receiving that message. And then another thing, just starting so soon, just the challenge. I knew that the job would be full of challenges, but I love challenges and I'm my best self when I'm being challenged. And I learned that from a personality test. So I would say to, get to know yourself, get to know your strengths and weaknesses. And my goal is always to be the best version of myself possible. So I know if I'm being challenged, I'm being that best version of myself. So it comes with, there's definitely stress. But the main thing is always to control the controllables. I know if I do what I can, be the best coach that I can be, the best mentor for my players that I can be, the best person, because we have so many different hats and different roles that we have to play as a head coach. So just trying to be the best that I can for my team, and then hopefully they feed off of that, and then they can be the best that they can be and to pull something out of them. That's a good goal for me. And that's something that I learned early on in my first year. Do your research. I did spend tons of hours doing research on college tennis. I tried to learn everything that I could, like just by doing my research, looking at different colleges, like where could I see myself, different things like that, and just doing my research. Things popped up. I was able to find out different information about different programs. So I think doing your research always helps, in reaching out to different people, reaching out to coaches. If you want to be a college coach, you would, reach out to another college coach and just kind of get some advice, get some feedback, and see what they have to offer you. Above that, I would say don't limit yourself. That was the main thing for me. I finished college and I just thought I was going to go be a GA and then, try to be an assistant and then be a head coach. But, everybody has a different, unique situation. But I would say don't limit yourself and be fearless. Like if tennis is your passion, if college coaching is your passion and you absolutely love it, go for it. Like it's waiting on you, and the profession needs you, especially if that's really what you want to do. So I love everything about what I'm doing. So that would be the advice that I would give.